All right, let's go.
Ravi, go ahead and clap. Wow. This is going to be a short one.
It should be. It should be a 10-minute pod at most.
Welcome to Was It Good, the podcast that reviews movies and TV shows. Today we're talking Adam Driver's newest film, 65. I'm Ravi, joined by my two brothers,
Arjuna.
Krishna.
and our producer.
Michael.
Nailed it.
There we go. Every time. Told you. Somebody has to say it. It's weird.
Yep.
And we are Was It Good?
And we.
Oh, God damn it.
We got this beginning intro shtick down perfectly.
We have it the only way we know how to do it.
Yeah.
Which is waste time.
Messy.
Yeah. It's like someone would say we're just stalling for time right now.
It's mostly because I don't know how to always transition into discussing what we're discussing.
You should just toss to someone. You should be like, Krishna, tell us about 65. You know, I don't know.
Krishna, tell us about 65 in one word. Give us your one-word impression of that great Adam Driver non-shirtless goodness.
We saw some of his stomach.
Oh, wow. My one-word impression is going to be mail, as in like post-mail. The going to see the movie got me out of the apartment and allowed me to visit the post office to send Arjuna and Sahara something that they need. And that was the only thing that I accomplished that day. The movie itself was a waste of time and money. It accomplished nothing. So mail. Thank you, 65, for allowing me to go to the post office.
Can I ask the question, what time of day did you see it?
4 p.m.
Oh, so end of the day. So it's not that you
That was the
wasted-
earliest showing.
Right. Yeah. I mean, me and Learman, we ended up seeing it around like 4:15 on a Thursday. So we didn't waste the whole day. Like you had other things to do that day.
Sure.
Like if you had seen it, like I hate seeing a movie that's long in the middle of the day because it feels like you wasted the whole day, and it feels even more wasteful if the movie's terrible.
See, I disagree. I hate going to a movie at the end, like a 7 o'clock showing, and it's a late movie, and if it's bad, and then you're like, I've just ended the day in the worst way possible, right? With like a shitty movie.
Right, but you could always go home and watch like a good feel-good show or something fun.
Depends on how tired you are, though.
Well, I mean,
Well, how much work you have.
Also
that's true.
true.
Very, very true. Very, very true.
Yeah.
So mail, interesting.
Yeah,
thing.
mail.
Wow.
M-A-I-L or M-A-L-E?
M-A-I-L.
Mail.
Mail.
I'm gonna go next because I don't want Arjuna steal mine, and mine is going to be acting. Acting because acting was attempted.
Jesus.
Holy shit.
You know, I think this movie is not going to. This pod's not going to be as divisive as you think it is.
I think you guys will be. I mean, here's the thing. It's an interesting film because I'm not sure if you guys are aware. It's directed by the two screenplay writers that did A Quiet Place 1 and 2, Scott Brooks, and I forget the other individual's name because
right.
I'm terrible at this. But it's a different, like it's a unique story in the sense that we're not seeing something like this story told before. There's no big franchise or anything or IP attached to it. Most likely, there's not going to be any sequels. Not just because box office and critically it's not doing super well, but also just how the story is kind of
Wrapped up
a little bit, and it's an interesting concept, interesting story. One of the big I think flaws of it is the acting is very weak, unfortunately, and my enthusiasm as I do this pod is also like a level of acting, just to kind of keep it entertaining.
Nice, I like that.
Acting.
Wow.
There you go.
Yeah.
I made it a circle.
Interesting.
Acting.
But Arjuna, what's your one word?
My one word is going to be music.
Wow.
And the reason I go with music is I actually just saw this movie. Like, I'm fresh. Like, saw this movie like
Fresh out of the cinema.
an hour ago.
Wow.
Literally. And I'm going to be honest. The music really threw me off. Like it just felt completely, for me at least, just felt out of place and took me out of the movie in a lot of instances, and I thought it was just overpowering. Now the person who did the movie, the score was Danny Elfman.
Wow.
Very, very famous.
Lion King.
Spider-Man.
Yeah, but his musical his music is always very powerful.
Emotionally driven too.
Yeah, emotionally driven, and I think he went for a similar thing with this movie, and to me, it didn't match the movie. And so I was really thrown off, and there's a bunch of different parts. Like there's a part in the movie where the Adam Driver's character and the main female child have met, and Cole
Ariana Greenblatt
are in the woods, and she's like picking up these berries and she's throwing it at him. And it's just very like whimsical, like Home Alone-esque type music, and I'm like, there's no one sitting next to me, and I literally like look around. I'm like, what the fuck? Like what's like what is this? What's happening? Like we just saw like blood, like 10 minutes ago, dripping down in the ship, and all these people are dead, and it's like, hey, fun. And the music just threw, like it just was like, it felt overpowering the entire time.
But it makes sense though for a scene like that because of the movie's like main purpose. Is not to. It's not a movie like I leaned over a limb and I was like, is this something that's been produced by the Church of Scientology? Like
it was produced by Sam Raimi.
It was produced by Sam.
Sam Raimi.
Yeah, Sam Raimi.
Okay, gotcha. And yeah, so it's just like, is this being produced? Like, is this some kind of like message that they're trying to say about like humans not really originating from Earth and we came from somewhere else? Blah blah blah. But like, I think the main purpose of the thing is just to kind of like show dinosaurs in a very unique and scary way. And you're right. Like before that scene with the berries, it was pretty intense. A lot of jump stuff happening. A lot of like violence and death. And you all are aware of my recent view on dinosaurs, which I will not get into here.
I think you should.
I don't want to. But the one thing that I kind of sat there and was thinking about as watching this movie is, the other biggest dinosaur movie franchise is Jurassic Park, right? And that movie is about a theme park gone wrong, right? Yeah. It's not human beings in the actual Jurassic age and the peak dinosaur age. This movie literally takes place during that period and human beings trying to survive that world. And there's like a horror to it. And I think the film did a really good job of like showing that this period was so violent and dangerous and scary. And like there were definitely parts of that film where I jumped and I was like, holy shit, like I don't know why, but I've always imagined for some reason, I don't know why I've had this thought, but I always thought like being around dinosaurs and during that period would have been cool. And I can say now after seeing this film, no, thank you.
Well, you've just seen too many like Land Before Times.
Yeah. Where it's happy-go-lucky shit.
Happy-go-lucky, the dinosaurs like do-do-do-do-do.
But the other thing is like we also just don't know. Like my new thing on dinosaurs is going to be like how much we just don't know about dinosaurs.
It's true.
And like how like all of this is just artistic interpretation, really. Like sure there is some science to it in terms of
from
like general
bones and stuff,
bones and whatever,
sure.
but like
but there are definitely like new dinosaurs that have not been like
Yeah.
Seen before, or like at least discovered scientifically.
Right.
Is that true, or just outside of our knowledge?
At least like my immediate knowledge of dinosaurs, right? Like, you know, you have your typical like T-Rexes and pterodactyls, and like these seem to be a little bit more reimagined.
Yeah.
I would be curious to see if there is a lot of like scientifically based. Oh no, like these were actually some variations or whatnot. Because we are so used to Jurassic Park, like dinosaurs, right? That is so ingrained in our kind of pop culture understanding of dinosaurs too, and has influenced so many other interpretations of that. It's kind of fascinating. I think Christian's going to agree with me here, but I wasn't scared by the dinosaurs.
I'm not saying that like, I was scared.
Those jump cuts were the most predictable jump scares.
Oh, I jumped so many times.
I knew every single one was coming. I was like, yep.
Even the pterodactyl?
Yeah. Good Lord.
When they were walking that ran into the camera?
Yeah.
You did
not. It was the
not.
most predictable movie I have ever seen. And I've never seen a movie where every aspect of it was C or worse.
Oh.
Oh God. Anyway, just to go back real quick to Ravi's little thing about we don't even know anything about dinosaurs. Just to drive that home, how we have seen dinosaurs in pop culture is a total guess. We don't know if they had skin like that, they had feathers or fur. So, just
also the other thing I was thinking
interesting
too,
to think about.
We also don't know like how a pack of T-Rexes operated. It's all again just theory that they were the apex predator and they would just be consistently fighting. We don't know if they were like, "Hello, Steve. I see that there's a meal out there. I'm going to go and attack it. Would you like to join me, Steve?" Like we don't know if they.
I would have loved
that way.
that twist in this movie if the T-Rexes just started like, "Would you like to take this one?"
They wear monocles.
I think I'm good, actually.
Oh,
I'm okay, Steve. But like the way they talked, it was like actually just like roaring at each other. Yeah. But like in actuality, it's like this very high class posh.
Wouldn't it have been ironic if Adam Driver's character understood the dinosaurs, but not the little girl?
The child.
That would have been interesting.
I haven't looked it up, but my take was that this was very on the nose for what we know about dinosaurs today. The raptors looked like raptors, not like Jurassic Park raptors, which have been known to be way too big and featherless. Everything appeared, except for that big iguana-looking one.
That one I'm not sure.
I don't know if that one exists, but everything else, to my knowledge, looked more accurate than any other dinosaur movie we've seen. And I'm just going to say, before you guys hurt my feelings too much more, I really liked this movie, and it scared me a lot. I really enjoyed it.
That's good. I'm glad someone enjoyed it.
I'm glad
something out of it.
I'm glad two people enjoyed it.
Two people enjoyed it?
Two?
Who's the other person? I don't know. Could be one of you guys.
Watch to find out.
I know.
If anybody watching or listening wants to chime in, they should let us know.
Yeah, what did you think?
Well, you'll find out at the end.
No,
are you talking to the audience?
The audience.
Oh, well, the audience will let us know by commenting below. Before we get into more of the talking points, let's just do a quick refresher. And let's do that refresher of the film in the form of a DVD chapter list. Written by yours truly, Arjuna, in the AMC Burbank parking lot, right after the film. Was anyone like waiting for your
should do this?
I think actually someone was
waiting for your parking spot?
it was like an older woman, and I felt pretty bad actually.
Yeah. Do you park close to the entrance of things, or do you try and park as far away as humanly possible?
I got really close. I was like 3 cars away from that little stairway from the backside.
Yeah.
So I was really close.
So I always try and this is a side thing, but whatever. I always try and park as far away.
Oh, the dad.
entrance.
You had the dad in you.
Well, no, there's two reasons. Number one, if you park super, super far away, it's very unlikely somebody will be waiting for your spot because for whatever reason, humanity must be as close to the entranceway as humanly possible. And I understand for some individuals that's needed, the elderly, et cetera, so that's fine.
It's a safety thing, too, for people.
So safety, and then my other thing is if you park further away or in an empty area, usually you're less likely to get your car dinged with some jackass not being able to park. So that's my PSA for today. Park far away.
Okay, Dad.
You're welcome, Sonny Boy. So, Arjuna's DVD chapter listing is going to be done by Krishna in the voice of Bowser.
Bowser? I don't even know what Bowser sounds like.
Roar. Or I guess Jack Black.
Yeah. Because Jack Black is voicing Bowser in the
Mario film.
Mario movie.
I don't know what Jack Black sounds like.
All right, fine. You know what?
It's kind of like all this.
How about this? How about we'll do even simpler? Seth Rogen.
No. This is better. Krishna, do it in the voice of Kylo Ren. Screaming.
Oh, yes. Like, traitor!
Traitor!
Yeah, exactly.
Just do that. There you go.
All right, wow.
This will be fun.
Okay. Junior's DVD chapter listing for 65. Nailed it. By Kylo Ren. That's calling side! This is Buzz. Oh, man, this is not working. I'm sorry. I also have a cold, so I honestly think someone else should take this one.
Whoa, this is a first.
Krishna has passed the baton.
You should do it in the voice of a sick person. A nerd.
Yeah, doing the voice of a nerd. There you go.
No.
A dinosaur nude.
Sorry. This is Buzz Lightyear, Star Command. Come in, Star Command. Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? It said Chris Tucker voice. It wasn't a good Chris Tucker. Things are bleak, but sure. Let's throw some poison berries at Kylo Ren. Bad climbing form. The whistling will save us. All of your friends are dead. Memories will save us. The horn will save us. Fly, you fools. God,
pretty good.
That was so difficult.
That's pretty good. I'd love to hear people's out of 10 rating of Christian's voice, and then Arjun's DVD chapter listing out of 10. So comment below if you think they were any good.
Wow. I think some of it was good.
I think the Chris Tucker one was pretty on point. That's funny.
I liked the XX will save us, because it did feel like in the last quarter of the movie there were just all these MacGuffins of like save us from this.
Arjun, it's called plot device.
No, you're not wrong.
Yeah, it's called plot devices, like acid farts.
Everything came back into play.
It did. It was a full circle.
Yeah, I was just waiting for that horn that she wrapped up. Put the berries in. I was like, it's interesting.
Oh, that's right. She did wrap it in that. Yeah.
She crushed it with it, and then she put it in, and I was like, and she's gonna use it on that raptor. Nope. Oh, she kept crush that one. Okay. Oh, she's gonna use it. No, you shot that one. Nope. Oh, she's gonna use it on that one, and like it was the one that was so far away.
It wasn't that far away.
He ran for a while to the
right, and she can run. She was like doing the Naruto run.
I guess. So.
Oh god.
It was just the shot was kind of weird too, because she like. They just start with her kind of like jumping already, so she's like flying in.
Yeah,
Hi-ya!
Yeah. She clearly like ran up some kind of like little mound and did like a Power Ranger thing.
Right.
Yeah. Also, speaking of like Power Ranger, like the technology in this film was a little interesting. So he's obviously some kind of pilot that ferries people in cryo on like long distances. And when we come into contact with them, he obviously his ship collides with the big asteroid that wipes out the dinosaur, or is it that his ship knocks the asteroid into? I don't know. You interpret that for whatever it is. But they weren't like in any kind of like hyperspeed. They like looked like they were just kind of like free blasting through
They said
space.
It was a 2-year thing because it was like 11 months there and 11 months back or something.
Well, then, so this is the other question I have for you. So,
are they on the way there or back?
No. Is he on that original mission or a whole different mission? Because the way I looked at it, right, he has all these recordings of his daughter.
Right.
And there is a recording that she's already gone and passed away. So I kind of looked at it as more he's done that mission and now he's doing a different mission.
I would find that weird with the opening scene, like the amount of time they harked on that he was going to tell her that he was going on the
character development.
Yeah, but there's still like a different I wouldn't harp as much on like this is going to be a 2-year mission. You could almost cut to just like him going onto the beach and then.
But it was a reason why he wasn't there when she did die, regardless of which one it is.
Yeah, it's still. The way I read it was he was still on that mission.
Does it matter?
Probably not.
Does it change the characterization?
Not even a little bit.
So it could go either way.
Christian, you tell us. Does it change the characterization?
No, I don't think it does.
I kind of think it does because early in the movie, he does consider committing suicide, right?
Right.
And the reason he does that is probably because he has nothing to go back home to.
Right. But we don't know that at the time.
True.
Yeah, that's true. We don't know.
We have no idea.
We don't know that, but I think like if he's considering it, then it feels like it's something that's more fresh. I don't know. That's the way I read it. Because like if he's considering suicide at that point, why would he just go on these missions like anyway?
Well, maybe he's considering suicide because the accident is very fresh, and it's the first time he's been stranded on an alien planet without.
So that's what I'm saying. That's why I think it's the same mission that.
I'm saying like he could have flown other missions and they've been successful. This is just the first time he's had no hope of going home. So why try?
But then why fly?
Because he has nobody left. Well, here's what I would. I know that maybe this is a little long, but the thought process is that he originally records, "Hey, I'm here, come get me," and then he erases it when he says the words. When he basically paraphrasing says he's the only survivor. It sounds to me, and also when he finds out there is somebody left, he does make a huge effort.
Yep.
And he does, and he finds out after he decides not to commit suicide. So that is a whole thing. But it could be that this is the first time he doesn't have responsibility, and so why
keep going?
Yeah,
and it's also like he also probably does not value his life at all. Well, I mean, obviously he doesn't value his life, and he doesn't want to put others in danger to like come to this.
Yeah,
dinosaur world.
But I guess that's why I read for those reasons. That's why I read it. It happened while he was on this mission.
I think it's a wonderful characterization either way. Beautiful character.
My other thinking, though, is, and I mean, again, they don't go into heavy detail on the tech, and I kind of like that fact, but like those things that he has in terms of like those video logs and files, they seem like they're like kind of DVDs, if you will, as opposed to like live streams that were sent to him or like.
But the reason I think they're live streams is because she sends one. And she's like, "You're halfway through your mission," so like he wouldn't get that after. He would get that during the mission. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, but
it'd be weird to like make.
But they could also just be like pre-recordings that you look at later.
But
or
it
whatever.
doesn't seem that way, right? Like it's like think of Interstellar, right? Where like they send the messages and they get the messages.
Right.
That's what these feel like. These feel like, hey, I'm making my daily like blog and I'm gonna send it to you.
Vlog.
Your vlog. Yeah, but that's why I think it's like current.
It's a good
like
point.
It's just happened.
It's true.
But then also every other communication, as Ravi said after we saw the movie, is via text, and there's no
like live
video.
uplink or video link or anything. It's
but
just
maybe that's
message.
because he's crashed and like it's when he was flying and there's different. You can get
radio
different
It's
isotopes
true.
in the atmosphere.
Yeah,
He does a lot of his ship gets damaged. I don't know if you noticed.
It is in a couple pieces.
And a couple of bodies scattered throughout the earth, and then that's how humanity starts.
As the fourth to last DVD chapter listing says, all of your friends are dead.
Well, how do you know they were friends? We know two of them were her parents, but
Did you notice that two of the passengers, one of them was named Adam and the other was Eve?
I did notice that. It's good.
It
point.
says
Really?
it wasn't there. I made it up.
oh, that would have been a good little Easter egg, though.
Just being lied to now.
That's crazy. Here's another question for you guys. Have you guys seen A Quiet Place? The first one?
Yeah, I've seen the first one.
You haven't seen it, Christian?
I don't think so. Actually, I think I did see the first one.
It's with Jim Halpert from The Office.
Yeah.
Not
I
a
did
fan
see
of them.
I did see it.
I did
was
like
all right.
it. It's good. It's different.
Yeah.
I think
It
I
was
saw it too late, and a lot of people were like, "This is such an amazing movie,"
Yeah,
and then
so
I'm
that
like,
warped your-
It was
well,
overhyped.
It's whatever.
So where do you rank this movie with A Quiet Place in 65? Which
Quiet Place is
better?
better.
Yeah, I would say Quiet Place is a better movie.
Okay. Interesting. Very interesting.
It's a weird question to ask. Like,
Yeah,
halfway through the
it's
pod.
a little.
I'm just kind of curious, like where your views are, because again, like I still feel like this film, granted, it's by the same screenplay writers and everything.
Sure.
I do feel like there are a lot of similarities between the two films, where it's very little dialogue. Well, I mean, Quiet Place is no dialogue, but
There is some dialogue.
there is some dialogue here and there, but it's mostly action or physical action in terms of express emotion.
I would say A Quiet Place. I mean, this is the difference, right? Like, because you say it's the screenplay writers of that movie who
Right.
directed this movie.
Yep.
And I think that's where you lose some of what makes A Quiet Place good, right? It's the kind of the horror of it and the suspense that they're able to build up with some of those creatures. I don't feel like that translated to this movie. But maybe that's not the vibe they're obviously going for, right? It's not like dinosaurs are like stealthily. I mean, there are some obviously dinosaurs that are kind of stealthily sneaking out, but that wasn't their like thing. Like versus those creatures in A Quiet Place are like true extraterrestrial hunters.
But I thought A Quiet Place, the aliens or the creatures came from like inside the earth. I might be getting my weird movies.
I don't
Are you
know.
thinking
I
of
don't know
that
if it's sci-fi.
Chris movie where they're in the Frozen and he has to go back in time or into the future and fight the future war?
That's right. That's what I'm getting confused.
Oh, yeah.
The Chris Pratt movie on like Amazon Prime.
Tomorrow War.
Something like
Yeah,
that.
Tomorrow War.
I don't think
Which
I
of
ever watched
those was better?
That movie was horseshit. That was a very terrible film.
Can
It was
skip
painful.
that one.
Painful.
Very painful film. Terrible film. Time travel in this film.
Yeah,
Time
so
travel.
I put that in
What?
the outline because I think, Ravi, you had brought it up.
Yes.
That you believed that there was time travel
Right.
in this movie.
And I can safely say now there was no time travel in this film.
I thought you
Or
meant
was
after
there?
you had seen the movie. Oh, it was all time travel.
Well, I mean, they do a
how'd
good
you get
job
that?
of like making sure that there is no doubt in your mind, right? Like the opening title credits or lower captions, whatever, explain that humanity, or actually, they don't even call them human beings, right? They just say that there is a civilization amongst the stars, and they're on. I don't even remember what.
I gotta say,
planet.
Adam Driver's accent sounds a lot like an American accent.
And he speaks English, which is confusing.
Yeah, very interesting, right?
Well,
I mean, the way I looked at it, though, is like, so when he meets up with the young girl, and she's obviously speaking a different language that he doesn't understand, I think that was a good way to kind of remind you that, yes, Adam's probably not speaking English.
But he's speaking the language that we, the viewer, can understand.
Exactly. What film? There's a film that did a good job.
Isn't it the Tom Cruise movie, Valkyrie? The like opening shot, they're all speaking German, and then they like do something and they switch to English.
Yeah, there's a couple of films I've done like
13th Warrior.
Yep, that's another
That's
one.
another one that does a good job.
There's a few. There's I mean, it's even like I think Star Trek has done some things like that before too, with like the universal communicator and stuff, and it's good.
I found it interesting that at the beginning it says before the advent of man, which if I had to look up advent, it says coming of man. So it almost using that word, because I thought that word stood out, that they're implying that we did come from somewhere else. And maybe there is a slight implication that some of those people left behind survived.
There's a line that says 2 escape pods are unaccounted for.
Yep.
And they only find 1.
Yeah.
Survive
So you have to.
the big
So you would
asteroid.
think. Yeah, you would think. I feel like the implication there is there's a pod that is in cryo, and that pod is somehow survives the cataclysm, and then after things settle down, maybe that they come out of cryo and influence.
Well, you know, that's like
things.
a running, like that's, I don't think it's anything new in terms of like the last 20 years or so, but that has been a theory for a while that human beings did not like legitimately originate from Earth, and that we're just like
It's not a scientific theory, though.
It's not a scientific theory. There's no proof or anything, but like when you look at evolution on this planet and other species and everything, we are kind of a little freaky. Like it doesn't make a lot of sense, and it doesn't really make a lot of sense. Like in terms of how long human beings have been on Earth, from like the Neanderthals or whatever till the present day, and then when you compare that to how long the dinosaurs roamed the Earth, we're something like 1% of that.
Mm-hmm.
But somehow, evolution-wise, we've come up with this structure in society and all these things and rules.
Even think about like just how like stuff's changed in the last 100 years.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
And it just doesn't
the
make
curve is like
it's
this,
insane. Yeah,
shooting up.
yeah. And then when you compare that to other species, I don't know. It's weird. It is weird.
It's almost as cool as the Great Ant War.
The what?
Yeah.
The Great Ant.
Yeah.
Christian told me about this.
The Great Ant War.
Yep.
Yeah,
was
there's
this?
actually like 2 massive colonies of trillions of ants fighting
remember
in the
this.
U.S.
Wait, when was this?
There's a Kurzgot video about this. Look up the Great Ant Colony Wars. So, and it spans over several states of like these 2 colonies of ants.
The ants are about to take over.
fighting.
Wait, is this
It's pretty cool.
currently happening?
Yeah.
Yeah, which
it's
side
like
are
these
you on?
Ants are
Which
crazy.
ant side are you on?
What are the
Fucking
sides?
nuts.
The one. Sorry,
Black and red?
The one on the left.
I don't know if it's.
I'm on the left side.
Yo, wow.
Take
I'm
that
on the
for
right
whatever
side.
that means.
I'm on the right side of history of this war. Whoever wins, I was on their side.
God. Next, you're gonna be like, I really like elephants.
I mean, I do like elephants.
Are elephants?
What's wrong
What
with
do you have
elephants?
what do you have against elephants?
Oh, elephants are the symbol of the Republican Party.
Yeah,
While donkeys are a symbol of the
the
Democratic Party.
Yeah, there you go.
Should change them
Good
to
job.
different dinosaurs.
We should. One should be a T-Rex. Yo, if I was like the head of the
Triceratops.
like the DNC or whatever that Democratic Party, I would change it to like.
The head of the whatever. The
dinosaur?
Democratic Party.
No, I'd be like, can we get it? Can we make the logo a Gundam? That'd be cool.
Or a Titan.
Or a Titan. Oh, Gundam
Ooh,
versus
I don't know
Titan.
about Titans.
That would be
A
fun.
Beast Titan.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Beast Titan would be
You
the
know, some
Republican Party,
politicians
for sure.
have used Attack on Titan in their political ads. So
Did you hear about the whole...
Oh, yeah, I remember
we'll
that.
talk about that off air. I'm not talking about that on this pod.
I want to know who.
I will show you
Was
the
it Lord
video, and
Boebert?
you'll be like,
Oh.
"Wow."
Damn. Interesting.
Okay, we're getting off topic, but getting close to the end, I think. I mean, it's a little tricky. How about this? How about we try something positive, right? Let's do a positive spin. All right, here we go. Both of you say your favorite part of the film, and you can't say when I got to leave. That's a cop out.
My favorite part, actually, and we've discussed it, was the moment when Adam Driver is thinking about pulling the trigger, committing suicide. The reason that's my favorite part is because it's the only part that I found interesting. That I was like, oh, there's an interesting character thing there. So it's dark, but yeah, that was my favorite part.
My favorite part is when Adam Driver's like we need to stay quiet and we need to move. Because, it was in the trailer and I was like, he said the thing. And then he said
like, that was in the trailer.
Yeah, I was like, I did the Leo thing. I was like,
I've seen this part
how many people were in your theater?
actually quite a few.
Really?
Yeah, it wasn't packed by any means. Like I didn't have anyone sitting next to me.
Did you see it like the
I saw it in like the Prime. So like I had the reclining seats and
nice.
everything, and but it was probably like 20, 25 people in the theater.
I think that is theater 16.
Wow.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
That's right on the nose.
Wait, did Ravi and Luhrmann sit in the second row?
Yes, we
Yeah,
did.
we did.
We sat in
You
the
did?
second row and just reclined all the way back.
So here's the thing, right? I sat kind of far back. I wonder if it would have been a much better experience in the second row.
I was actually
maybe then
pretty
you're
close.
like, I'm scared.
I was in row E. I was pretty close.
I was. Yeah, I mean, I
Which
think,
I liked.
yeah.
The movie looked better.
I like,
But-
especially for like sci-fi films when they take place in like space or whatever. I really like the idea of being super close to the screen. Like Learman made a good point. Like you are way more involved in it because it's just everywhere, right?
Yeah.
Sure, like some people would argue, I gotta move my eyes and dart, whatever.
I gotta do work.
That's life.
Because it's like, yeah,
The world surrounds you.
I have to use
know.
my neck muscles.
yeah.
No, that's very interesting. You guys have convinced me. I think, especially because my experience of 65 sounds like very different from Ravi and Luhrmann's. And like, I was like pretty far back. So I wonder if just seeing the whole screen made it more predictable, right? Whereas when you're up front, you're like, oh my God, there's a dinosaur right
Yeah.
there.
I jumped a lot.
I jumped
Yeah.
so much. Like I was, especially the first half, I was jumping like every couple of minutes whenever those jumps were happening.
Noping out a lot.
Ravi, I have to get your take on
Sure.
the CGI.
very
Yeah,
interesting.
that you are Mr. CGI here on
Yes.
Was It Good?
Thank you.
And we need your grade.
Yeah, the CGI I'm gonna say was 6 out of 10.
Okay, fair.
It's not by
the
any
worst.
means. It's not by any means the best dinosaur CGI I've ever seen. Obviously, there's no practical CGI or practical.
Practical
wasn't any
CGI.
practical.
No practical CGI. No,
Oh,
there was no practical effects used. Like the creatures are all CGI.
Wait, what?
Yeah, they're not real. Big surprise there. But by no means was like anything so bad that I was like, oh my God, this is the worst thing I've ever
I think there's
seen.
like more. There's like some generic things more than like bad.
Generic?
Yeah, it didn't feel. It just felt like some of the dinosaurs just looked the same, right? Like there wasn't a distinction in like the same species, right? Like everything just
Yeah.
This is gonna sound terrible, and forgive me, but like in terms of like the design, I'll say the design. That way, I'm not gonna get canceled. But the design of each creature,
Yeah.
coloring and scales,
It just looked cloned.
that felt like it was very much cloned.
yeah, it's
from
just like copy
animal to-
paste,
yeah.
copy paste, copy.
Yeah.
Well, the
definitely.
raptors
Raptors were
had
probably the
feathers.
only-
But you're right.
More
and
unique.
I thought maybe that was just because dinosaurs are we the best? Like, are we able to tell the difference between
Probably not. But then I
different
think,
dinosaurs?
Isn't that up to the artist to try and make it distinct enough for you to
Yeah.
No.
like, know the
It's up to science
Well,
to create differentiating species.
it is a movie. They can do what they want.
I mean,
That's
yeah. Again, their technology was kind of weird.
I want to dive into practical CGI. So when you say practical CGI, did you want to
Shut up.
Did you want to see the guys at the computers there, like in on the
Mocap.
screen, like doing the?
I want mocap. Was Andy Serkis?
Yeah,
mocapping
Andy
every
Serkis-
dinosaur.
Yeah, he was every
individually.
dinosaur. Yeah, they're like, Andy, you're a great actor. You've proven that, but we need you to wear this suit and be a dinosaur.
Does he still do mocap?
I
was the
think
last
his
mocap he
last big
did?
mocap was Snope. I'm not
Snope?
I almost
Snope.
want to say he did something since, but I don't have it up for me.
Snope.
I wonder if he did mocap for the new Gollum game. That looks terrible.
There's a Gollum game coming out.
There's a Gollum video game coming out, and it looks like dog shit.
It doesn't look
And,
great. It's kind of sad. Lord of the Rings used to be
I
like
wonder if he did mocap.
the creme de la creme.
Yeah,
Crap.
the creme de la creme.
What Gollum?
Creme de creme.
I want to say I thought it was really interesting, or I thought innovative, that they used aliens to do like Adam Driver coming from a different planet to show how alien our planet was back then. Like he's an alien, but he's like us, and how different our world and alien our world was before we existed.
It's true.
I thought that was clever.
It would have been better though if the opening scene the world looked more alien then. Like there's water, you got like those volcanic wave formations in the back. Like the world he came from looked like it could be a place on Earth. So that would have been a stronger distinction if his homeworld would have looked more different than it did.
I actually kind of hated they showed his homeworld.
Yeah, I mean,
I kind of wish they started like right on the journey,
right on the ship,
you know, and then
picked
you could use some of the context clues of like this is his daughter, you know what I mean? Like
they could have done that.
I felt like they could have. I think if they had cut it a little differently, it might have been a little like some of the impact with his daughter and stuff. I think would have been a little stronger. Like I thought it was a little over the top when like he sees it and then it's like hand is shaking and then they like go to the memory of like and she passed away and I'm like I think there were enough context clues where we kind of like figured that out, especially when what is the young girl's name? Koa. When she like is watching it and she's like, I'm getting sick, but they say it's gonna be okay, you know. And then she's like, I'm so tired, you know. Like you can kind of make the connection at least that things went horribly wrong.
I think it was nice that they established their relationship, though. Go ahead.
Yeah, and I was gonna say, I think I agree with Arjuna because then as soon once you see Adam Driver in the beginning, who's like, he's thinking about pulling the trigger, about halfway through when you get these things, you're like, oh, she died, and that's what led. So I agree. I don't think you needed it to be that explicit, and it might be stronger if it wasn't.
Well, they needed to show the home world because they're establishing the fact that Adam and crew are not from Earth. There is no time travel. They're exploring whatever. And then I would disagree with your statement that you wish his planet looked less Earth-like because they are clearly humanoids. They're human beings, right? Humans need a very, very specific environment to thrive in. That's why we're not on Mars. It would have been kind of weird, I think, if the water was yellow and the sky was pink and the mountains were teal-colored.
Yeah, no,
I mean, that sounds like an acid
you're right.
Trip,
it's just it's just less interesting.
I thought it was
sure, but they're trying like even though it's science fiction, they're trying to be realistic.
Yeah, but it was like
what movie is realistic?
I just didn't care.
I thought it was really good of them to show how close he was with his daughter because you do get that she dies through the context, but without that opening scene, you don't see their connection as strongly as you would, or you know.
I think you could get the context that they're close by the amount of like
you get the context, but you don't get the show. Don't tell, right? So they showed us,
but they're showing us that there's all these logs and that she's talking to him, and like you could have shown more of those, right?
Sure.
And I think you could have it could have been as effective. I think that opening scene just felt tacked on to me. Like it felt like they shot that last. And like they added it after doing test screens. They're like, you need to do this, this, and this, and
probably
this is what this opening scene is. And it just kind of felt. It started off on a bad foot for me.
I mean, yeah, I would go to Ravi's one-word impression of acting and saying it was attempted. You can see what they're trying to do, but it wasn't strong enough for me, at least. Like I didn't get a connection to those characters, and that's why I think for me I struggled with the movie because the whole movie is based on their connection in the beginning. And it didn't work for me. And I think part of that is the writing, part of that is the acting, part of it is the way they shot it and some of the creative choices they made. So, yeah.
Part of it is the dinosaurs.
They needed more dialogue scenes. They needed a scene where Steve and Bob are talking about going out for their evening hunt.
I know we obviously don't do qualifiers for movies.
Sure.
But if we did, that would have been my qualifier. For
you need to see like dinosaur dialogue.
Yeah, with like the little teacups and like little top hats and monocles.
I will say this: they did surprise me when Koa and Adam Driver's character saved the cute little dinosaur from the quick thing, and then the little raptor things eat the shit out of him.
Because that dinosaur looked like
it was cute
one
as
of the dinosaurs from Land Before Time.
Yeah, it was a Land Before
Time. Like it looked right
Time
out of that, and then that was pretty. You know what? I'm changing it. That's my favorite part. I think when that cute dinosaur gets killed, I was like, I think I laughed.
I don't think
so. You
laughed? The actual dinosaur?
What's wrong?
I wish, honestly, the movie should have been more over the top. I mean, I'm a one-trick pony. I'm sorry. That's just the way if it's gonna be like action in a movie with some like jump scares, I want it to go all the way. And I think it could have been more ridiculous. And it would have been more entertaining.
I think Christian's watched a little too much Attack on Titan, and he's desensitized.
That is true. That's true. It's probably true.
Christian, you should start watch. You should spend a week. Don't watch any new sci-fis. Don't watch any like Last of Us. Don't watch any watch some rom-coms or something
Nice.
Really ground yourself in
Christian, go
society.
back to How I Met Your Mother.
Yeah, rewatch that whole show.
No, actually, I tried. A few years I tried rewatching it, and I had to stop on like season 5.
Oh, so you got a decent amount through.
I got a good way in.
Probably
and
when
then I was like, I can't
that's
do
when it
this
starts
anymore.
dipping, though,
Yeah.
right? Like right around
Probably.
season 5.
Yeah, because everyone's kind of coupled up, and they've
They've coupled up. That's a Love Island thing.
The person I want to couple up with
that.
is
Juno.
Wait, did you when our Juno was over? Was he what made you? Oh wow, I feel bad for you, Christian.
I didn't make him watch.
I went. You
He
did.
went to go
I was
take
like
a
in
nap.
my room. I was trying to escape, and then Arjuna and Sarah were like, "Oh, you don't want to hang out with us while you're here? While we're here?"
We
like,
then
Love Island
we
is
watched a
on.
little bit, and then we played Nintendo Switch Sports.
Yeah, then it got better once you.
So
turned that
wait,
shit
no,
off.
so you turned on Love Island. Christian gets up, gets a bottle of whiskey, goes to his room, and locks the door.
I don't have whiskey. I wish I had some whiskey.
It would have made Love Island probably way more interesting.
Yes.
Like those reality shows, like some dig at them, but like if you turn them into drinking games, they are quite.
You're gonna be a
hilarious.
raging alcoholic by the end.
Yeah. Same with if you watch How I Met Your Mother. Anyway, let's give the people what they want. They want to know our actual thought, like general.
Or if we think dinosaurs are real or not. Okay, let's go around. I think they were real. Ravi, what do you think?
Arjuna was 65 million years ago.
So,
Good.
Wait, I do have a question.
Yes,
Is the movie called 65 or is it called 65 million years ago?
65. That was listed in IMDb, Wikipedia.
Yeah,
Rotten
it's
Tomatoes.
65.
65.
I was a little confused by the
I wish it was 69. You get there 4 million years before the asteroid hit the Earth. That would have been interesting.
Wait. Oh yeah, that would have been. Yeah. Okay. That's 16. Okay, I get you now. That took me a minute. I was
I'm
like,
being stupid.
math is hard.
Math.
Because I was like, oh, wouldn't that be 4 years after? But no, if you're going 69 before, then yes, it's 4 years before the impact.
4 million.
Yes, 4 million. What did I say?
4?
Yeah, 4 years. Just
4 years, yeah.
Just 4
When
years.
did we get to the million years? So it's 66 million years ago. That's what I want to know. Why does Christian look confused?
Yeah, he looks super confused. Anyway, Arjuna, was 65 good?
It wasn't.
I'm so surprised by this answer.
For all of the reasons we have just stated. Yeah, it just didn't work for me.
It's going to be a no for me, bro.
It's gonna be a no for me.
Dog. Dog? How does that line
Dog.
go?
Yeah, that was Randy. Yeah, Randy Jackson.
Yep.
From American Idol.
Yep.
It's a no for me, dog.
There we go.
It's a no. Wow. Krishna. Was 65 good?
Surprise, surprise, no. But I will say this. One good thing did come out of this experience, other
mail?
than the mail drop. Learmid and Ravi have convinced me to give the second row experience a try because it sounds like it could drastically change your experience of a movie. And that would be interesting to see if that holds up.
I just want to give a piece of advice, though. Don't do that for like a Marvel film. Don't do that for like a crazy action film.
But do it for a rom-com.
Because like for an action film, I feel like
Is it too much?
I feel like if I'm talking like Bourne Identity level of cutting, I feel like you
we
throw up.
Oh, Transformers 3.
Beast Wars.
Yeah.
Because Learmid, you saw Avatar 2
I did.
in the second row, right? And that worked.
Oh, I loved
Like,
it.
You
Loved
didn't
it.
feel like it wasn't too much.
But you know, Cameron he didn't cut that the way like more modern day action films are cut, where it was cut. It's slower, wider shots, some close ups, but those cuts, especially when they're super close, you will throw up.
Interesting.
Like that
I don't think I could
guaranteed.
ever do the second row because of my,
You run in
You're
with
vicious.
Eternals.
yeah. For
Juno, we're
Eternals.
gonna rent out an IMAX theater,
And we're gonna go see
gonna
what
put
Born
on
Supremacy, and then I'm
Eternals.
just gonna
and we're gonna
throw up
strap you to
everywhere.
the first row.
projectile vomit.
I mean, here's the other thing too. AMC announced their new program, or internally they're calling it Sightline, where they will be changing the prices of tickets based on where you're sitting, and like the front 2 rows, 3 rows are gonna be your cheapest tickets. And I wouldn't be surprised if Regal and other theaters start adopting that.
For sure.
But it is kind of crazy that they're doing that because movie theaters have always been not necessarily about classism, but it's now going to be classes, and like the more money you have, the better seats you get, and it's kind of wild. That's a big change.
Thankfully, if you're an A-list member, you're immune.
We need to fight
for now. For now.
We need to fight for theater neutrality.
Yeah, yeah, it's true. Oh no.
I mean, I guess for free time, let me when I go down to the theater, I'll get the signs.
Absolutely.
I'll get the paint.
Okay, Ravi. Did dinosaurs exist? Give the people what they want.
I'm not answering that question currently.
Okay, my follow-up question is: was 65 good?
It was good. I genuinely enjoyed the film. I think I went in with no expectation, and that's what saved me. Is that what you say when you have no expectations about a film? But it was like, again, the acting was nothing to like stand and applaud. Like, I think what was more entertaining was the fact, like, the general idea of the film, how they kind of like showed the Jurassic period and how scary it could be. And then also, like, the ending. I honestly thought Adam Driver was a goner. And it's kind of nice that he wasn't, and he survived. I like that.
You like the happy ending?
Yeah, I don't know why. In that particular film, I was, like, happy that he was able to...
Because the other ending is the child dies.
Yeah, I think that's probably why.
I'm going to go back to your one-word impression.
Yes.
Say you're acting right now.
I mean, maybe I am.
It's A+.
And it's better acting than 65.
Wow.
Thank you. That's a compliment. Oh, wait, it's what? But am I acting? I don't even know now. Fuck.
Acting!
I become, what's his name? Austin. Who's stuck in Elvis.
Oh, yeah. Austin Butler.
Butler, yeah.
He's stuck as Elvis?
Well, I mean, the claim is, I don't know if
Emphasis
he's
on butt.
doing it. I don't know what the...
Oh, no, there's video evidence there of him changing his accent and sticking with it.
I mean, if that's what he wants to do, it's what he wants to do. It's up to him, right? Yeah. Like, for sure. Free country. Ish. Kind of.
Ish. Yeah. It depends on what day of the week it is.
Aren't we all always just playing a character?
That's
On
true.
this podcast, we're playing characters.
100%.
I'm Krishna.
Always. I'm Ravi.
You guys shouldn't say that and do that because people have said that our voices sound very similar, so...
A little do they know, it's actually one person, and it's just one person doing all three of these voices.
Yeah, we've used Chat GPT, whatever, and AI stuff to auto-generate all of this. It's all fake.
And overlap, when we cut each other off.
Yeah.
It's technology.
None of us have actually existed for 100 years.
Nope. This is all my doing.
yeah. Liv actually created these voices.
That makes sense.
And these characters.
Yes. Only God knows why.
Yeah.
Because you're awesome.
On that note.
And on that note, thank you once again for tuning in to the Was It Good podcast. We just reviewed Adam Driver 65. We will be back actually tomorrow or in a couple days for The Last of Us season finale. So definitely tune into that. Christian's shocked that we're doing that. It's like he doesn't read the memos. As always, you can find us on Twitter at Was It Good, on Instagram and TikTok at Was It Good Pod. Check out youtube.com/wasitgood to see the full episodes and cutdowns, and check our website out, wasitgood.info. Till next time, live long and don't collide into asteroids and wipe out a whole species.